Just give me a moment so I can be ready up and go. Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to go and take on for having a third attempt on the live stream video in the 2022/23 exhibition series Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup on GT7. So, in that case, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. So, the qualifier is already starting here until now, so here we go. Let's practice and get started. Sorry I'm late, folks. I know I've been having a hard time to do some important favors for myself just to have one short amount of chores, so I know how several audience viewers think I'm just having a hard time just gonna have to express myself because I've been working so very hard during the part of the competition in round 1 of the same exhibition series. I just want to let you guys know because I'll have to keep a promise because I had to work hard and do my best because this is gonna be the final race entry of the night. So let's do it and go harder to be much more focusing to be doing some main part of the competition objectives. Well, at least it turns out that it is going to be much more impossible that I just took a stalling time to do it. So whatever happens, because this part of the live stream video is going to have to take one last chance and going challenging to have this part of the content video nomination. So here I go. Gonna have to work hard and be much more extreme aggressive, so I have to keep a good watchful eye on the time by exactly 45 minutes if I can do it. Sorry about that, folks. Just been having a hard time because I just went down and doing some one risk pit stop by having a take. I know it is because I'm just gonna have to do this for only one competition for the entertainment. Gonna have to keep it up and go pushing up to seize the competition to go well embraced for the United Defensive Reformation Service, as Act 2 during the part of the first attempt segment is now going to be listed and go serve as a third tryout. Time to go down and qualifier starts right now. Gonna have to ready up and go because just gonna have to keep practice more and work harder to be mastered in interlocals to have a different usage will go endurance between without having a pit stop. It seems to be impossible to see how I just took 2 times for only one racing event for only a single day. So I had to keep it up and keep working hard. Okay, there we go. Just might need to do a little bit faster. Okay, Sector 2 clear. Now go for Sector 3. J. Gabriel Soares is now doing well. Looks like Cold Warrior has now took the lap time by a minute, 34 seconds around the decimal. Points 468. Come on, just gonna work hard and keep it up. Ended up in 9th place. Still need some more work because my Corvette still might need to take a lot of hard work and effort to stay on the main pace. But still at least to be at number position 11. But it's not yet over. Alright, there we go. Turn 6, 7 clear. Keep a good watchful eye on the clock. 40 seconds left. Gonna have to work hard and keep my A game going. That's good on turn 10. Going stronger and intertwined to work hard to get up onto the high rankings. But still, at least it'll have to get much more usual to be harder what's left of it. So that makes Crossfader has now made it on to a minute, 34.406 seconds. 3 seconds, and there you go. Final stretch and third lap of the qualifier is now checked and made it on time. Yes, very good, and made it arrival on the 4th position. Well, I know how you guys really think that I just might need to step it up and being late for the party. So I had to make sure, because this live stream video is going to have to take my chance and go racing destiny. Gonna have to trust myself between me and the Corvette C7 Group 3. It'll have to get through to turn this competition around. Only down to a minute left, so I had to hurry up and folding up with some towels after putting up with some 1 chores of amount for only a laundry. Alright, looks like this is going to be my perfect moment to be on the comeback, folks. So phase 1 of the live stream video attempt as usual, and just get it to be ready up, and I'm about to go phase 2 for this part of the content video to be served as an encore. So give me a moment, just gonna have to fold some towels and waiting on standby. Correction, and I'm about to join right in to have the best moment to be mastered and fully well achieved in Interlagos since the final race from the 2022 series. 12 seconds, so I had to be ready to go. Five seconds. Phase 2 is now initiate. Here we go. For all the hard working effort for taking a 5-minute qualifier around in Interlagos, mostly I just made it on time and go entered at the number 4 spot is going to be quite very challenging to go fear nothing. Mostly because by today's temperature in Interlagos is going to be a bright and sunny day to be on the late afternoon with a temperature of 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So I hope this is going to have to take much more extra careful after the assist settings will be set on the traction towards 0, and mostly to have the field map just to be in case, and be sure to keep a good responsibility whenever you might need to push up onto the main gas and tire grip. Here we go, folks. 10 seconds before the race begin. Be sure, race well, and race respect. So this is going to have ourselves a competition time to go commands. Welcome and ready to go for the first round in Season 4 of the 2022/23 GTWS Exhibition Series Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup is about to go on. Let's go for the drivers. Here we have Crossfader in first place, Cold Warrior 650 in second place. Third place we have Bam 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 in the Nissan GTR Nismo. Here's myself in fourth place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Feared Nothing 420 has entered in 5th place, and here we have Stay Frosty DTP in 6th place in Genesis. Rhino has arrived in 7th place. Most Wanted 1 in the Nissan GTR Nismo GT3 2018. J. Gabriel Soares has now arrived in 9th place. Wesley J in 10th place. Subaru BRC GT300. C. Alonso 27 in 11th place. Woody has arrived in 12th place. CMB 350 has arrived in 13th place. 14th place, DRS JB is now ready up and go. And here is Winey 334 in 15th place. Last place is now going live stream is Kingpin Dog. So let's go after having a hard going effort and set a fuel map just to be in case if anything happens, because one pit stop is going to be a very tough daring risk. Be sure, respect but clean, and do everything what we got after having a hard going effort for taking a 5-minute qualifier, as Team Insportec has made it on time to be entered in the top 5 grid standings. So the countdown will go commence, and be sure to have the radar will be set to be on and be on a reminder. Fuel map is always meant to be used as a tool to go endurance. Let's do this, you guys. The first round in Season 4 of the 2022/23 GTWS Manufacturers Cup is about to go into action. Let's go, rev it up to the limit, and proceed onto the first and second turn at the center S. Fear Nothing 420 has arrived on 4th place by overtake at Team Insportec. Looks like UDRS is about to go quicker, and be on the lookout for any opponents will be more likely to have the opportunity to go offense and quicker to be on the main defense at this time. But there goes Nissan going off the track. Crossfader is now going back on track to avoid a penalty, so gonna have to keep a good eyes-go check and move on forward to be on Sector 2, currently to be at Turn 6 and Turn number 7. That's more like it. Looks like good respawn and good handling to be on the overtake. Turn number 8 is on the way, and go down to be at turn number 2 before gonna have to be on turn number 9 at the second hairpin. Crossfader is still currently to catch up to the top 3 racers, and one Genesis driven by E. Nogueira is now currently to be on the 5th position, as Insportec is now going sitting ducks and going pinned down to be well respond to be trouble handling times. As Sector 2 clears, move on in to take Sector 3 as turn 12 to be served as a landmark position. Here we have Rhino is now in the scene. Better push up the power, because lean number 3 to go exactly to be on the halfway point as Team Insportec moves on and go offense to be well handled and go on the aggressive. First lap down, moving on in lap number 2, viewers. This race is about to get challenging and get more intense. Let's see some good action and go with some fierce moments without having too much drama. Cuba du Sol is now cleared on turn 3. 0.7 seconds behind on Team Insportec for Rhino to go offense, as turn number 4 to be stopped at Sector 2 to be going well handled to be at the left turn and avoid going off the track by the apex. Good call and good respawn, as the heated chase will be continuing on to be on the road to the top 5 position. But hold on, looks like Crossfader is about to take that quick grip, and oh, there goes, close call, and good slightly respawn for Team Insportec to be moved on at the 5th position. Very good respawn moment to see how the radar is going to be on main lookout on the surveillance. That's intense, and so very thrilled to see it. Just look at it to see how one 2018 Nissan GTR Nismo in the GT3 class is actually just took a lost amount of grip by entering in the middle of turn 6 and 7. Very much more survival and going hardcore racing for the United Defensive Reformation Service after having 2 attempts from the previous live stream videos will go into the aggressive stance. So here it comes. Gonna have to keep a good watchful eye on the gap. 2 seconds going up ahead at the end of the second lap. Fear Nothing 420 enters on lap number 3 by the fastest lap by 1 minute 36.136 seconds. Incredible. Same time and same numbers. Look at Most Wanted 1 is now being checked by 1 minute 35.650 seconds to beat Cold Warrior, or especially Fear Nothing is now being dropped down from position 1 to position 2. But not to mention, because they're about to go right at it to have the fastest lap time is becoming more intense and going challenging, as Team UDRS in Sportec and the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 will go offense and defense to be on the main stance as the 4 racers continues on to be on the main struggle. But there goes, looks like one Aston Martin is about to be going on the behind session to be stay on 4th position. Cold Warrior 650, that is, because he's about to be entered on turn number 9 at the second hairpin, going in, going out, and make his way on to turn number 10 at the third hairpin. But hold on, looks like Rhino is here in the scene in Team Honda as overtake on Team Chevy, and looks like, oh, there it goes, looks like this is going to be having a hard time to see it. This is definitely so unfair and totally absurd to see how Team Insportec is having a frustration. Someone else just making UDRS is very upset. Rhino, that will be the only right place to be, well, dropped down to be on a below position to stop at 8th position. Bummer. Looks like that might be having a sad call for Team Insportec for being left out, and still currently to have DRS JB and Kingpin Dog on position number 8. Looks like Woody is now coming in to be at the 9th position as lap number 4 enters. Better be sure to keep it up and stay on the usage for the field map. We'll have to go down onto the Senate S in turn number 1 and turn number 2. So, the chase for climbing up onto the top 5 position begins now. After Rhino just took an incident at Team Insportec for having a short, absurd amount of time due to the reckless actions during the first round in the Manufacturers' Cup. But, however, Woody and looks like this is going to be quite having an unexpected call, because one Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept is now actually to be coming in. Looks like this is going to be having a tough time for having a rough start, you guys. This race might need to be extra careful because the field map will be served as the efficient tool. Not for having an ever long lasted endurance, but mostly the strategy is just going to have to keep much more chosen and well determined to see how comfortable does UDRS Insportec will have to race hard and go careful to have a natural racing responsibility. After all, because racing dirty is going to have to make one simple nonsense that has to go away. So up we go and press on in the final sector as turn 13 enters for only a curved straightaway to be moved on in turn 14 and 15 at the turn. Clearly, because the main part of the racing offensive is going to have to take some time for Team UDRS Insportec, as the field map will be correctly to stay on in at field number 3. Up to lap number 5. DRS JV is now being slowed down to avoid having a spin out to go for having a short recovery to be on the Senate S, and Woody in the Hyundai Genesis Group 3 enters to get closer onto Toyota in about a few seconds to go remaining on the gap. Just hang in there, folks. This race is about to get difficult, much more rough, and going hard aggressive to see how the chances will be well made to do it. And hold on, looks like something else just barely made a contact. Woody just accidentally hit on DRS JB is now being dropped down to be preventing a spun out to be on the scene. And there goes Most Wanted 1 in the Nissan GTR Nismo GT3 is in the scene. Come on, just going to keep racing and try to be respectful to go clean. Talk about having a rough race turns out to become much more intense for kicks during the first round in the Manufacturers' Cup, you guys. Most Wanted 1 is still barely trying to work hard after taking one fastest lap by 1 minute 34.751 seconds is now being checked and cleared for having a new improved lap time. but whenever it takes to have one single chance for Team Insportec to be climb on and still currently to be at the number 8 spot, as Kingpit Dog moves on to be at the 6th position, followed by the 5th place driver. It looks like Nigeria is now moving on in the 2nd place, followed by Bam 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 in 1st place. Up to lap number 6, 20 more laps to go remaining, and we're about to go challenging, harder, and much more endurance to be thrill and survival of the finish for the Group 3 category to be served as a Razordon Extravaganza for the Manufacturers Cup. So press on in to be at Sector 2, 9th place for Team UDRS Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 as C. Alonso 27 currently to catch up on to Most Wanted 1 in the same Nissan GT Nismo 2018 model. Mostly, Team Insportec is still trying to work its way to be proven to have one race without having a pit stop is going to be a very tough amount of chances to see how it goes. But respectfully, to have most other disrespect racing moments during the first round in the Manufacturers Cup on the previous lap ago. But I know it is going to be a very hard time to see it because just to have one hard racing competition to go much more challenging and going thrill to see how the expression for this part of the racing strategy between me and my Corvette. But I'll have to get there if I can reach up and go climb up onto the top 5 position in no time. So as turn 15 clears, moving on and towards the end of the 6th lap before entered in lap number 7 for only 19 more to go remaining. There goes Team Insportec as C. Alonso 27 moves up and go currently to be down the hill at the Senna S before the Cuba do so in turn number 3. But that's not all, because Team Insportec has to be on the lookout for only 0.7 seconds as CMB 350 is now going on the main aggressive. He's about to go faster a little bit as Sector 2 enters to be making a best call to be at turn number 4. Go and step on the apex and go for turn 5. As for Team UDRS Insportec is on the ropes, other racers are about to go handling and go aggressive as the yellow flag signal just called in to see it. Looks like that might have the signal, and it's Kingpit Dog in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept is now coming back on turn 8 and entrance at turn number 9 at hairpin number 2. Better be sure to give Kingpit Dog a one warm welcome chance. There we go. Looks like gonna have to be sure that he is currently to be using with the PSBR2. Make my way and go for Sector 3. That's the ticket. Team UDRS Insportec is now overtake, climb on to be on the number 8 spot to be currently to catch up to C. Alonso 27 in about 3.1 seconds remaining. But hold on. Looks like Kingpit Dog is about to go main offense to be overtake to get back onto the number 8 spot as CMB 350 is about to get closer as lap number 8 enters. Double trouble for Team UDRS and 2 Toyotas is about to be dived right in and go enter to have the Santa S on turn number 1 and 2. So close to call. And I cannot believe it how 2 Toyotas are about to be working together and Crossfader is about to be ready to go for having a sneaking in by having a side-by-side formation. Looks like Team Nissan is about to go for the lineup and 1 Toyota is CMB 350 is going back on track. There goes a penalty of 0.5 seconds is now effect. Going in on turn 6. Be patient and much more passive to be well handled to be on the aggressive stance. That's more like it. Drive to be communicate and overcome many obstacles if you can. Now being dropped down on position 11 for Team UDRS Insportec. However, it'll have to get exactly for only 75% remaining of the field left before Insportec will have to get more chance to get back onto the top position to be on the middle grid standings. after all, because one racer forces in to be on the cross of the penalty line to be on a short amount of time, and there it goes. Looks like Team Insprotect knows to respond, try not to make contact, and just gonna have to go pushing in to be on a full thrill of the side-by-side before entered at lap number 9. Correction is going yet simple, as Team Toyotas between Nissan and Chevy will be having a one-on-one side part of the field showdown to be kicked off and go on an intense battle between the field map to be on the main team stands and go correctly to have 69% remaining of the fuel. But at the time, because during the part of the Manufacturers Cup is going to have to be more likely to use the field map just to be passive or go aggressive to be staying on track to go at it. So here it comes. Contact has now been called in. Slow in, be extra caution. CMB 350 just might need to get extra careful on further notice. Next time, UTRS will have to be more likely to be very more respectful to Team Toyota during the Manufacturers Cup. Now on to turn 10. Keep it up and go. Looks like many racers are still having a hard time to catch up onto each other, as several gap distance is going updated and well interchangeable to have a game changer as it goes. So let's kick up the slipstream, and here comes Cold Warrior 650's lap time by the last minute, and there goes Most Wanted 1 is now being claimed once again. 1 minute 34.22 seconds is now being updated, as Most Wanted 1 is still becoming much more faster and unstoppable. So time to dive down on to turn number 1 and 2. Lap number 10 enters at the center S will be going smoothly for Team Insprotect and going a little bit roughly around the edge. Stay on track and keep on going. It looks like Rhino is about to come back again for round 2 for Team Insprotect for only a previous lap ago. Gonna have to go avoid it and try not to make any kinds of sudden movements to be in the main attack, because bumper cars are not necessarily to be part of the competition during the Manufacturers Cup. So let's keep on going and take on for the main thrill of the chase to be entered on turn number 8, while CMB 350 steps up to be on turn 8 and turn 9, followed by Team Insprotect will do the same, find a good line, and go clean passive to have hairpin number 3 at turn number 10. Perfection and very good. One Toyota and one Chevy are about to go at it as the slipstream chase continues on Sector 3. Very wise movement and going well steady up onto the main pace. Looks like Nigeria is now climbing back onto the 3rd place as Fear Nothing 420 catches up and go for the chase at Bam 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 in position number 1. Well, mostly that this username is going to be quite giving it 3 times a bam, because he might going to have to go bam right into it to have a finish line is doing much more incredible and doing this part of the race of the game. So here it comes. Looks like 0.5 seconds on to Rhino in the Honda NSX Group 3 is about to come back again for another rematch in round 2. So Insprotect might have to be on high alert, just gonna have to be sure and go clean racing whenever it takes to stay strong and go hard defense. So there he is right now, coming in towards turn number 6. Yellow flag signal just called in automatically. Better be sure to have one car at a time. One racer takes the full recovery after having one slight mistake. Keep it up and go. Turn 8 and 9 is now doing the safe zone for Team Insprotect, and Most Wanted 1 in the 2018 Nissan. Oh, there it goes. That might be having a hard time to see it. Looks like Rhino is now having a hard time to crashing in to slam at Team Insprotect for ruining its reputation. Someone else just made Team Insprotect. Oh man, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Looks like Rhino is now very upset to see how Team Insprotect just barely ruined the moment. Nice job, Rhino. You just upset the United Defensive Reformation Service for making this nonsense. Not very nice at all. Okay, well, it caused a whole lot of drama because of dirty racers just barely tried to slam in for a third amount of time. As lap 11 ends, moving on in lap number 12, because Team Insportec might need to go on an extra careful because many racers don't want this to have this kind of a drama to go reckless. Come on, just gonna have to go and catch up to DRS JB in about 9 seconds on the decimal by climbing up onto 1 second. The 12th lap will be continues on and move forward to be straightforward to be going entered on turn 4. So gonna have to keep racing, go forward, and be much more passive to be doing one single amount of chance of having a racing thrill of their lifetime. As DRS JB is now being slowed down to stop at turn 10, Team UDRS Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 moves on directly. Will have to go for the slipstream by having a 3% amount of fuel. Will have to get calculation to stay on for having a combo on 56% remaining. Instead, this part of the Act 3 content video live stream is going to have to take some time and going to have to be much more nomination. So in the meantime, I'm just going to have to be sure to have one part of the race will have to get much more suitable and be more better at this time. Here comes the 13th lap, going in, entered to be stopped down on turn number 1 at the center S, as Team Insportec will have to be on a watchful eye on Rhino in about 13 seconds due to the reckless actions from the previous lap. Just barely took a single amount of ramming and slamming on to me. Well, exactly that this is going to be quite giving a hard time for having one racer who have been barely took a single attack at Team UDRS Insportec in the Corvette C7 Group 3. But we remember, don't hit the United Defensive Reformation Service during the part of the Manufacturers Cup and Nations Cup. So here comes on to turn 8 to turn 9, going in again, and just going to go smoothly to have a halfway point to be on the field map by exactly to be on the lean number 3 and go by 53% remaining. Here comes the final sector in lap number 13. Keep going and keep pressing on forward before at the end of the lap, as the sunset is about to get closer and late afternoon will end. But unless Rhino in the Honda NSX Group 3 is about to go closer in about 11 seconds, we'll have to buy some defense and get closer in at further notice. So down we go and go entered onto the center S in turn number 1 and 2. Cuba du Sol on turn 3. Looks like Fear Nothing 420 is not giving up yet. Looks like Nigeria has now climbed up onto the number 2 spot to be currently onto the silver position. Followed by Bam 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 is still doing great out there to be stay on strong in position number 1. However, Team Insportec is still going down to be exactly below on the 13th place due to Rhino's reckless actions in round 1 of the same Manufacturers Cup. Also because whenever it happens, just gonna have to race politely and be very respectful. If anything happens, to have a fuel map is now being enabled to use to save plenty amount of fuel during the go endurance. So press on and go for turn 10. DRS JB in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept is still going on out there to stay on the catching up effort, but still take some time and gonna have to sit back and watch for the top 3 drivers. Will go battle out as lap number 15 enters and go smoothly in and go passive and aggressive. So looks like Bam 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 is now taking on turn 5, going in, and go proceed to be straight towards onto turn 6. Lap 15, up we go, and going proceed as well. So, looks like this is going to have to get much more separate around other racers on the course map. I know this is going to have to be much more difficult challenge, but here we have Wesley J on 3rd place to be quite doing good out there, to be climbing up onto 3rd place. Still going to have to take a few seconds onto E. Nigeria's current position on the number 2 spot, as Bam 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 is now staying on to be on the number 1 spot in the lead. But here they come. Looks like they're about to take the final turn onto turn 13, 14 to 15, as Bam 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 goes faster to be on the main approach to be entered at the end of the 15th lap and go forward on to lap number 16 for only 10 more laps to go remaining. Team Insportec might gonna have to be on the lookout for only 9 seconds from Rhino on 14th place since the incident has been occurred. But I don't know how one racer just accidentally attacked at Team Insportec for an absurd amount of time. We'll have to be on the lookout for some quick investigation to see how the incident might be well occurred. But in the meantime, because 12th place for Team Insportec will be moved forward and correctly as the endurance continues by having one certain amount of chance without having a pit stop. So here comes the 16th lap. 10 more to go remaining, and looks like DRS JB is now going smooth and dive down onto the turn 1 and 2 Senate S once again. So very good. Just going to keep a good lookout. Rhino is about to crash another party again, so DRS JB will have to be on the main lookout for Team Insportec to have a protection detail. Second one clear. Now go climbing up in 12 seconds on Woody in a Hyundai Genesis Group 3, as other racers are still yet to be tried and go catching up to be on a main certain amount of strategy for using a field map to have a proper tool and doing a service of the racing endurance. So there it goes. Bam 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 is about to have another lap to go clear on number 16 of the lap, and lap 17 up he goes. Nigeria and Wesley J is still catching up for having a main ropes as the battle for second place continues on and dive down to be at the Senate S in turn number 1 and 2. Cuba do so for the top 3 racers, including the other drivers, are now currently to stay on track and build up the slipstream to catch up to each other. But anyone's race will have to get some time and go kick up to be on the right start and go smoothly to have the final turn on number 14 and 15 at the final corner before lap 16 will come to an end by the halfway reminder until 9 more laps to go remaining. Here comes the 17th lap. Keep breaking in. Slow in, and oh boy, looks like DRS JB just barely lost the grip. Sworn to be a bench, and Team Insportec will have to buy some time and go building up the defense in about 5.1 seconds as Rhino is about to be coming in for only one absurd amount of time. There he is right now. Looks like Rhino is about to go aggressive for having another onslaught for Team UDRS Insportec in about 4.5 seconds. Just 4.5 seconds, and Honda NSX will go another attack at Team Insportec again. So let's go dive in and proceed on turn 7 to go on to be back at turn 8. This is going to be another brutal challenge for Team UDRS Insportec to see how Rhino is about to go using for having another underhanded tactics to against Insportec's racing skill. 3.6 seconds left. Gonna have to be sure and get closer to be on the radar because autistic lives matter for Team UDRS Insportec is the key to recovery and goal purpose to be racing achieved to be part of the objective. So almost there, gonna have to get extra careful. Lap number 17 goes closer and be swifter because 37% remaining on the field will have to get much more time. There goes the 18th lap. Still, but anyone's race will have to get much more exact further update to be on the fastest lap time, since Most Wanted won by having a minute 34.22 seconds is now still becoming the play of the game. Time to step up and go forward. Looks like another onslaught is about to be coming back soon for Team Insportec for round 3. .9 seconds left. Sector 1 cleared and go currently to stay on track on Sector 2. But there goes for having another attempt of the onslaught, because Team Insportec will have to be on the extreme lookout, because it'll have to get there from here until now. Slow in, fast out, and just gonna have to get much more breaking the defense for only 2 seconds as Rhino swoops in and go on another main part of the onslaught. .8 seconds as Sector 2 clears. Going back on Sector 3 to stop at turn 12 will be at the left turn. And here it comes. Looks like Rhino is about to make another round once again. Will Insportec has to get out of the situation alive before the attempted penalty is going to have to be called in. This is going to get much more difficult, but looks like another rammer is going to have to make one simple turn for Team Insportec as lap number 19 enters. Here it comes. Pull the brake and be extra caution to be well handled to be face up onto the Santa Is in turn 1 and 2 before going back onto the Curva do Sol in turn 3. Just gonna have to take 7 laps remaining as the competition still rages on and continues forward to be slightly and go automatically to be well handled to face another turn. Saved by the call, and looks like another attempted ramming for Team Insportec is about to get much more extra careful to be on a full caution. Okay, Rhino is about to go quicker offense, so gonna have to step up and extreme measures to be on the main surveillance lookout to be on the radar. Turn 6 and 7 is now check and clear. Looks like the battle for 12th place for Team UDRS Insportec is going to be a one tough daring risk. So let's find out and survive the race for Team Insportec whenever it takes. Almost there to be at the twilight. It's on the dusk. Just going to keep it up and stay strong. Passive and much more proud, respectful to be as a GT racer. We'll have to go for having a one trait skill for Team UDRS, Autistic Lives Matter, racing on the track. But hold on, looks like gonna have to change the different lanes. I bet Rhino is about to go offense on the overtake, and there he goes. Looks like 2 cars are about to go dive in, smoothly in, and down onto the Senate S on lap number 20. Good call and very good response communication between Rhino and Team UDRS Insportec will show the difference by having some demonstration to go example about clean racing. So there you go. Just going to be sure to have the 20th lap will get closer for only 6 more laps to go remaining. Going hard right, stay on track, and keep a good extra space to be on the lookout. Looks like Rhino is about to sneak in to be on the right side. Looks like he's doing the right thing to let UDRS go. Lesson learned. Try not to disrespect Team Insportec's racing skill tactics. And there it goes. Looks like gonna have to go forward and proceed on to the final sector in lap number 20th. As Rhino in the Honda NSX Group 3 proceeds forward and enter to have care before entered on turn 14 as turn 15 at the final turn before at the end of the 20th lap before moving on in lap number 21. For only 26% remaining on the fuel, Team Insportec still takes some time, and goal concentration by the Endurance is going to be a very tough risk. But after having some tough onslaught from Rhino, between having a hard clashing, fierce competition efforts for only a previous lap ago, a reminder check is going to have to be sure to race politely, don't get too negative, because otherwise it will be upset other Gran Turismo players to have some frustration to have many drama during the competition in the Manufacturers Cup. So up we go, and continue on to chase in about 2.2 seconds on turn 6 and 7 will be entered on the way. So keep on racing to stay clean, and be sure to have many kinds of obstacles to be well avoided. And there it goes. Looks like yellow flag signal just called in by a second ago, as Rhino and Team Insportec just really keep a good exact lookout as CMB 350 takes the quick recovery. And there goes Cold Warrior 650 is now climbing back onto the second position by the last minute, as Nigeria is now going back as well to be in the same number 2 spot as Cold Warrior dropped down to be back on 3rd place. 22nd lap is now currently to be entered and move on in, because the top 3 racers are still likely to have a chance between the 2nd and 3rd place driver will be more likely to catch up to Bam 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 in position 1. There goes lap number 22 for Team Insportec. Still out there for Rhino is currently to have 3.2 seconds on the last minute, as turn 2 from the center exit to be going exit before the Cuba do Sol on turn number 3. Gonna have to keep going. Move on in and stay on the main pressure lock. Come on, just going to keep revving up onto the limit, because it'll have to take much more care and respect for having a field map for only one race at a time. There goes 4 seconds up ahead on Rhino in position 12, viewers. CMB 350 still coming on stronger to be proceed onto the final sector in lap number 22 before other racers will be made it on time to be entered earlier on lap number 23. 3 more laps to go as this competition still grows stronger, and much struggle for every competitive racer during the first part in the Manufacturers Cup in Season 4. However, 3 racers are still yet to be well behind away from other opponents by exactly to have Bam 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 is going much more stronger at this time during the grid session in the lobby. But that's not all, because Nigeria and Cold Warrior 650 is still takes a hard time and climbing up on the ropes before catching up onto the first position driver. And looks like CMB 350 is now being shown, as Rhino will be going faster and more aggressive to be catching up in about a few more seconds to go remaining onto the gap. So let's see how the other racers are doing. They just already took turn number 12 by entrance in sector 3, going entered onto turn 13 and proceed onto turn 14 as good. Still takes some hard time and just going to keep a good main progression to find a perfect line. Much more appreciate, and they have made it in on to number 23 of the lap. Almost there to be at 40 minutes, folks. 37 minutes since the start of the race, and still having a hard time for Team GTWS Insportec to be raced to achieve in Interlagos after Rhino's action just really took a single hit by having a drama for an absurd amount of time. But I know this is going to get much more rough and very exhausted to see how other racers doesn't understand about passion to be well competitive, to see how every part of the Gran Turismo race will be more likely to be served and more respect to have a potential between the driver, the skill, and the car itself. 2 more laps to go, and fuel is at 14% remaining as lead number 3 is still on the main team formation, will be on the holding ground. So looks like C. Alonso 27 has left the lobby. That makes 15 drivers left standing as the twilight is about to get closer and the dusk is about to get much more beautiful to be shown in Interlagos. So as Bam 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 moves on to be in the 25th lap, just to see how Nigeria is now going stronger as well before Wesley J takes over by overtake on 3rd position to be moved on forward. As other racers are about to be steeping down to have the 1st and 2nd turn on the Senna S and going directly to have the Cuba du Sol to go straight and forward to be on the acceleration and kick up onto the high gear to do some offense at this great, very good race moment. So we're almost there. This race is about to be over soon for only 2 more laps as the 24th lap will come to an end before moving on in the 25th lap. So in about 9 seconds on J. Gabriel Soares in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept as Team GTWS Insportec still catches up and go face up to deal with so many types of obstacles, and especially having some hard time by having a rammer racer who just don't understand about clean racing. But take no offense and take some more respect to other racers during the online lobby of the competition. That could be caused with some upset and frustration, and currently to have the part of the live stream will be caught on tape during the part of the competition in round 1 of the exhibition series. So only 1 more lap to go. 1 minute on up ahead into the gap distance, and looks like Bam 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 is going stronger and ever as Nigeria and Wesley J is still catching up onto each other between 2nd and 3rd place by the last minute. However, looks like Rhino is going mostly to get closer to CMB 350 in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept is currently to stop on in and get over to be at turn 11 after turn 10 at the 3rd hairpin. Luckily, because lesson learned between other racers who just don't understand about racing communication by having a field map to be served as a main tool. And here they go. Toyota and Honda are about to step it up and go right in. Turn 15, stopping in to have the final corner to be touched in and go proceed on to the final lap in number 26 of the lap. This is it, folks. Looks like this is going to get much more excited before having the 1st place driver will be take home the podium before the sun comes down. Bam 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 is about to make his way on to victory to be entered in the finish line for 1st place at the Manufacturers Cup in the 2022/23 Exhibition Series in Season 4. There he is right now. Looks like Bam 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 is about to make his final stretch in Sector 3. There it goes. Looks like he's about to go bam right into it to have the finish line and going well proceed to be having a checker flag, and there it goes. Looks like he's about to make his way to be on turn 15 at the final stretch in the 3rd sector. This is it, folks. Bam 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 is now going to be pronounced the winner in... No, wait, it's... Nigeria is now going in, and there it goes. Looks like Bam 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 took the win in round 1 of the exhibition series in the 2022/23 GTWS Manufacturers Cup. Bam 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 is the winner at Autodromo de Interlagos. Good job, Bam Bam Bam. Way to keep up and going much more quicker before one racer just almost barely had the moment. Great race, you guys. Great race, and tougher times is now going challenging to be on the tough measures. Man, that is a very tough, difficult race, you guys. But I cannot believe it. I just took a single hit by 2 times amount. But next round is going to have to get much more better as we're about to be ready up and go proceed to be at Daytona International Speedway after Interlagos. So 36 seconds until the results will be confirmed. Rhino has now finished in 11th place. Team GTWS Insportec will be coming up and closer to be at the finish line. Well, that's a good race. Good race, and made it on time to be as a survival of the finish. So, looks like lesson learned. try not to get too much reckless actions to be hitting at other opponents during the online competition. So I just survived, and looks like this part of the content video just turns out what's left of it. I just ended up in 12th place. Man, I can't say what a tough, difficult, grueling race indeed. Grueling race and much more almost far endurance. So 54,000 earnings, and looks like the replay is now going to be checked and confirmed. Now on to the final standings at the end of the first round on Season 4. Bam 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 in the 2018 Nissan GTR Nismo GT3 did a good run out there. Well, I can't say because Nigeria is now actually did finish in second place along with Wesley J in the Subaru BRZ GT300 2021. But congratulations. So looks like that might have Bam 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 will be pronounced the winner. Well, I can't say because lesson to be learned. Try not to hit other opponents during the online competition in the Manufacturers Cup, but mostly because other actions maybe occur, including UDRS in Sportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 just ended up and survived for only one race during the part of the live stream video attempt. But I mean, all the drama of racing is not my cup of tea, because better be sure and try to be more politely and more respectful when using a field map next time. And for that time, because after Interlagos, because this is going to have to take much more time and go proceed to have all kinds of different attempts, but sometimes many mistakes always meant to be happen at all the time. Just try not to get too much pressure and get yourself shaped up as a reminder. Well folks, I can't say because this part of the live stream content video is now being served as Act 3, so in the meantime, I'll have to be sure and race again for having another round to go at Daytona International Speedway will be scheduled to be on Wednesday. So I hope you enjoyed watching the live stream video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platform like DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art, Ricard liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time to do some live stream video on Gran Turismo 7 on the Manufacturers Cup for the 2022/23 Exhibition Series, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing. Stay clean.